right. Hey friends, how have you been? I wanted to start this video with my face so that y'all have a good idea of who I am, what I look like. Welcome to my channel. What are you going to see here? You're going to see my life. My main focus is going to be on art, so most of my videos are going to be me doing some kind of art and then either voicing over, talking through it, maybe sketchbook tours, any of those things. But you're also going to hear about other things in my life. I love other things. I'm a witch, so I'm probably going to talk about that. I'm a mother. My kids are all grown. I did lose one of my sons last year, so I'm grieving, and that is just a part of me, so there will probably be times where I talk about that. I own cats, I own plants, I love to read, but really I want to focus on art and my journey and process through how art helps me see the world. And then also my plan is to make art my full-time job. I currently am a high school teacher. I teach history. It's not a great time to be a teacher right now in public schools. I eventually want to switch to just doing my art full-time. So that's me. I just wanted to kind of check in and give you a formal introduction. You'll probably see me in different spaces in my house because I am currently in my office, which is not the same as my art room. I feel more comfortable out here. That's probably where I will be creating a lot of the time. What do I work with? Oh, supplies. So I'm a mixed media artist. I love everything. I work in watercolor, gouache, alcohol markers, Tombow markers, and digitally on my iPad in Procreate. That's probably the one I do the most just because it is the most convenient. It's easy to whip out my iPad and have everything I need. I love gouache and watercolor the most, but those are the ones with the hardest entry. I have ADHD, and if you know anything about ADHD, you probably understand I need to make it as easy as possible to sit down and do something, or I won't sit down and do it. That's a little bit about me. If you have any questions for me, let me know. I have my own website, hippiedarkarts.com, and you can find links to everything else there if you're interested. So welcome, and
I've been
I'm
trying
glad
to decide what I wanted to call these type of videos, and I'm thinking the name that I like the most, brushstrokes and backstories. I feel that's great because most of the art that I'm going to be creating, I will have some type of a brushstroke, whether it's a digital brushstroke or whether I'm using a paintbrush or a marker brush. I'm going to be talking a lot about my backstories, my life, the things that I'm going through, the things that I'm struggling with. Some related to art and some just related to whatever's going on in my life, and putting that together as a voiceover with whatever art piece I have recorded. For those who are finding this video, this is one of my first videos. I am very new to creating this type of video, but I really love YouTube. YouTube has been a huge part of my artist journey, and I really think that making videos for YouTube will really help my own art process, if that makes any sense. So sharing the things that I'm struggling with, sharing my process on how I figure things out, sharing just what I'm struggling with in general. I'm a middle-aged woman, right? I'm 48, y'all, and I'm a mother of 5 adult children that I raised on my own, one of who passed away last year. I'm a artist who is currently working to become a full-time artist, but I've been teaching middle school and high school for the last 15 years. I'm a witch, and I make very adorable art, and so I'm not your typical YouTuber, but I feel like this will really help with my process along the way. So, brushstrokes and backstories will be one of my series where I share vulnerable stories about myself and things that I'm struggling with. So for this one, I decided that I would start with just a little get to know you. So for this one, what better way to start this off than to give a little bit of a background on me and the story of my business, which is called Hippie Dark Arts. And I'm going to tell you the story of me, the story of a little goth girl who really had no friends growing up, but had an intense love for all things macabre and Halloween, and yet also had an entirely other side personality, which was 100% 70s flower child. And these two personalities converged to create. So those are the two personalities that I have combined together to create my business. Because as much as I love spooky Halloween, yummy darkness, my art, on the other hand, is very cute and childlike and has very little darkness on the surface of it. I've spent 30 years caring for children. When you look at my art, what is my childhood, the child inside me creating? All right, so I've always been creative, like for as long as I can remember. I'm not going to tell you that I was that person that has been drawing since you put a pencil into my hand, because I haven't. It's not accurate at all. If you had asked me for the first 30 years of my life if I was an artist, I would have said no, absolutely not. I'm not an artist. If you had asked me if I was a creative, I probably would have said, yeah, I'm a creative. Because I've always done something creative, whether it's crocheting or scrapbooking or quilting or sewing. God, I think I've done everything. I did cross stitch when I was younger. I've created my entire life. When my kids were little, I was scrapbooking. I also decorated. Like, I can't say that I was great at it or anything, but I spent time decorating our house and painting and all of that. It's very crafty. So jump forward to about 15 years ago, I started painting, and I never seriously thought of myself as an artist, right? I was just painting. I was following along with whoever was teaching the lesson at the time. But I got more into it, found that I loved doing it. So I started learning. I never had any formal art school or art training, but I started learning, and I used YouTube, and I bought classes from other artists that I admired. It started with acrylic painting and then moved into art journaling. I did art journaling for a little bit. And then I found watercolor. I really went through this evolution of art till I finally got to a point where I found what truly worked for me. And I really think that all of my time taking care of kids played a huge factor in what led me to not only the type of art that I really enjoy, but also the type of art that I enjoy making. So then we have this collision of one side of me who loves spooky, gory, Halloween, strange, macabre, deep, dark, woods type stuff, and this childlike hippie chick that loves flowers and bell bottoms and incense and tie-dye. They were my dream team. And using both sides of me, I started to create things that I found beautiful and weird. So my art is very intuitive and joyful, even though some of it is created out of the darkest part of me, out of my deepest shadows. But that's really where Hippie Dark Arts was born. It's a place where whimsy meets the shadow. And I'm creating a deck of tarot cards right now, and you can really see how those two parts of me have come together. It's very bright and colorful, and it's a throwback to childhood, but it's also pure imagination. I wear a lot of different creative hats. Most of them are pretty lopsided. I like them that way. My art touches on a bit of everything. Like I said, I've got a tarot deck that I'm making, but I collect tarot decks. I love stickers and planners. I'm in the process of creating some workbooks for each of the 8 Sabbats, because I am a practicing witch. I'm a gardening witch, which, if you don't know what that is, that's a Gardnerian Wiccan. But I'm also a pagan. There's multiple aspects to me. There's multiple aspects to everyone. Also interested in creating surface pattern designs, and I'm working on a children's book right now, which, by the way, I will be shopping around for an agent and a publishing deal for that children's book. That's a little bit about how I came to be Hippie Dark Arts. It's not just about making art. It's about giving people permission to explore both their shadow and their child inside, right? To laugh at things, be a little haunted, to believe in fairies, to do shadow work. Be serious about magic, not take yourself too seriously. And reclaiming that imagination that you left behind as a child because somebody told you to grow up. It's about art that says you're allowed to be you. And that is an extremely important message for me, which you will come to understand as you get to know me why that message is important. It's extremely important for me to be authentic and to make sure that anybody that's a part of my community knows that I want them to be who they are, and who you are is beautiful. So if you have ever felt like you are contradictions, if you recognize that you have light and dark and joy and depth, if you've ever wanted a creative space that feels like your childhood dream world, if you're just here for grumpy mushrooms or dancing skeletons, you're in the right place. Welcome to Hippie Dark Arts. Yeah, okay. You'll also find that I stumble over my words all the time. Thank you, ADHD. Anyways, welcome to Hippie Dark Arts. We're going to get a little weird. We're going to get a little magical. And we're going to create some things together. And I am so thankful to have you along on this journey with me. I'm new to YouTube, so I'm probably not going to remember to say it, but what does they say? Subscribe if it sounds like you might be interested, and thank you for being here. Leave me a comment in the comment section down there and tell me what your contradictions are. I would love to hear from you. Thanks a lot. See you next time.